All right, looks like we are live. Okay, I just need to check my audio here. See what's if it's actually working or not. I don't see anything coming back at me, so I'm just wondering why. I don't hear anything coming back at me. Looks like we have an audio issue. Audio issue. Audio. Oh, audio issue. Audio, audio. All right, looks like we are live. Okay, audio issue is resolved. Right. Okay, I just need to check my audio here. See what's if it's actually work. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That was a full 2.5 minutes, just about waiting for this stream to go to figure itself out. Essentially, there's this whole new interface with YouTube, and this is the first time I'm using it. So I do apologize. My name is Sidney Winston. This will be a very short segment, but what I want to talk about is a news item that I saw on BBC News, and I'll share it with you in a moment. But essentially, I'll summarize it before I actually read the the news to you, because this is an example of how fucked, really fucked up Christians become. Uh, Christians are once they've been indoctrinated with Christian hate. So the story is about a very, very well-paid professional rugby player in Australia who was who tweeted a racist or anti-gay or something tweets. We'll get into it in the article. He tweeted all this anti-gay uh, rhetoric, and then he got fired. He got kicked out of the rugby club, or rugby community, and now he's suing for I think wrongful dismissal or something like that. So what I want to do is figure out why. Oh, there we go. So what I want to do is, I'm sorry, I had to look at something over here and see why I'm seeing things on the screen that I don't recognize, but it's just me and my paranoia. Um, and one thing he does, he's suing, he's counter suing for uh, for termination. He was what did I call it? For wrongful dismissal, because he says that he hasn't been allowed to practice his religion, and tweeting about anti-gay statements apparently is and being banned for it is essentially something what he calls uh, oppression oppression of exercising your religious freedom. Right, so let's get on it. Okay, so here it is. The guy's name is Israel Folau, and he's sacked. The headline from BBC News here is Israel Folau, sacked rugby player in anti-gay row, asks for donations. All right, so rugby player Israel Folau, who was sacked by Rugby Australia for criticizing gay people, has appealed for public donations to help him legally contest his dismissal. Folau, a 30-year-old star fullback, had his contract terminated in May after posting on social media saying, "Hell awaits gay people." The devout Christian argues his firing was unlawful and an act of religious discrimination. Rugby Australia says he breached a code of conduct. The former Wallabies player has drawn widespread condemnation for his social media comments, but he also has vocal supporters. On Friday, Folau released a video to launch a crowdfunding campaign aiming to raise 3 million Australian dollars for his legal case. He filed a case against Rugby Australia and Rugby New South Wales at the Fair Work Commission, Australia's National Workplace Relations Tribunal, earlier this month. Every Australian should be able to practice their religion without fear of discrimination in the workplace, he says in the fundraising video. Even people who don't share my beliefs have defended my right to uphold and express them. If you want to join this journey with me to fight for the right to freedom of religion, please donate. Folau has played 73 tests for Australia and was estimated to be on a contract worth 5 million Australian dollars. He owns a multi-million dollar property portfolio in Sydney and Brisbane, Australia's Daily Telegraph newspaper has reported. Folau said he and his wife had already spent more than 100,000 Australian dollars on legal fees after engaging a top legal team. Rugby Australia has consistently defended their firing of the star fullback, saying he breached player behaviour standards, including respectful use of social media. It had previously warned Folau over anti-gay messages he had posted on social media in the past. In May, Chief Executive Raylene Castle said RA had terminated his contract to stand by our values and the qualities of inclusion, passion, integrity, discipline, respect, and teamwork. Folau also lost sponsorship deals with companies including car manufacturer Land Rover and sportwear brand Asics. He could be seeking up to 10 million Australian dollars in damages through the Fair Work Commission, media reports say. So what do you think of that? That's messed up. I mean, really messed up, isn't it? Um, so I just want to sum it up here as best I can. So what I see here is a guy is posting anti-gay texts. As a religious Christian, he's posting anti-gay texts. He gets fired because he's in a high-profile position and a role model. He gets fired for posting these anti-gay texts as a Christian. He gets fired for it, and then he sues the institution, the organization that fired him for discrimination, for religious discrimination, for firing him, for expressing his anti-gay views because he's a Christian and he has freedom of religion to express his anti-gay views. Yes, he does have uh, uh, freedom, freedom of speech for sure. But if you're a high-profile professional role model and you don't keep your Christianity to yourself, and you try and indoctrinate other people who think of you as a role model, especially kids, then you, sir, are committing um, you are committing a breach of your contract to the organization that employs you. You're breaching your contract with the supporters of rugby who admire you, and you're basically letting down everybody who thinks reasonably and rationally. You're a disgrace, Israel Folau. You're an absolute disgrace. This is Sydney Winston. I am